Upina kuphi makhalas madolobheni nangidokotela nangi-DR Walter Konda, a minister of the word of God. Sikhuluma nendaba lapha, the power of true leadership. Sikhuluma ama-verse about worship and honor. Siyafunza namuhla siyafunza lapha encwadini ya Genesis chapter 18 verse 6. It read that. So Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah. Quick, he said, get 3 seahs of the finest flour and knead it and bake some bread. Then he ran to the head and selected a choice tender calf and gave it to a servant who hurried to prepare it. He then brought some curds and milk and a calf that had been prepared and set these before them. While they ate, he stood near them under a tree. Where is your wife Sarah? They asked him. There in the tent, he said. Then one of them said, I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah your wife will have a son. Now Sarah was listening at the entrance to the tent, which was behind him. Abraham and Sarah were already very old, and Sarah was past the age of childbearing. My beloved brother, my beloved sister, from this portion of scripture, we are getting to know, and understand that for Abraham and Sarah to be parents, they had to give, they had to honor these 3 men who visited them. It's clear that while these people were eating, it is when they asked to see Sarah. As they were eating, they were provoked to bring a solution to this family. As they were eating, they provoked. And they started to identify what is missing in this family. Though this couple had passed the childbearing age, but because of the divine, because of God who had come to their tent, who had come to their place of abode, they were able to produce. Because where God is, there is fruitfulness. This couple honored these men. One of them is believed to be God. As you read from the Bible, you see that one of them was God, accompanied by 2 other men. I believe were angels. So God blessed this family as he went to Gomorrah and Sodom. So when you read, you discover that it looks like, yes, let me put it like that. It looks like there were prayers that were ascending to God about Gomorrah and Sodom. The wickedness that was happening there had piled up to a point that God had to take action against these 2 cities. Then God says, let me go and verify if indeed what I have been receiving is true. If the report that I have been receiving about these cities is true. Then we see Abraham pleading with God. He says, if you find 50 righteous people, will you still destroy the city? Then God said, no. Abraham, he was like a gatekeeper. He was a prophet who was after the interest of God. A gatekeeper is somebody who protects, is somebody who opens and closes. Then here he comes in to intercede for the cities. Actually, he was interceding for the righteous. He says, if you find 45, will you still destroy the city? And God said no. He went down to 40 interceding. And God said no. A true prophet is a gatekeeper. Then he toned down up to 10. Then God said, no, even if I find 10 righteous people, I want to destroy. Who shows us that these cities' wickedness had grown into a level that God could not tolerate. We are not there. We are just passing by. We are talking about honor. Abraham hurried. This verse said he ran to the head and selected a choice, tender calf, and gave it to a servant. He honored the presence of God. He honored these guests. While these guests were eating, they started to speak a blessing to this family. They started to speak out of their abundance. They started to plant a seed of greatness in Abraham's family. Yeah, we see a typology of Gera. If you read the Bible, you understand that it's Gera, a desert, a land where there was no produce. But because of a blessing upon Isaac, he could make 100-fold. Here we see this couple. The Bible says they had passed their childbearing ages. But because of the spoken word, they were able to have a son. After they honored these people who had come to their place of abode. What is it that you want to have in this life? What is it that you want God to do for you? What you want God to do for you is hidden behind honor. It's hidden behind honor.
Alright guys, so let's settle down some.
It's hidden behind perception.
Listen.
It's hidden behind discernment.
There at the start, for the beginning of time.
It's behind discernment. Abraham ran and grabbed a calf and prepared for these visitors, for these guests. He exercised hospitality. We see the importance of hospitality. We entertain angels unknowingly by being kind to others. When you show kindness, you provoke a blessing. God comes to you enveloped in the body of a human being. The Bible says You cannot love God if you don't love people. Your love for God should be displayed in your love for His people. Abraham received a son. Within the same year, he had entertained his guests. He had entertained his strangers. He showed them kindness, hospitality. He gave them his best meal, a meal that provokes a blessing in honor. A true leader has values. A true leader respects honor. A true leader exercises honor. I challenge you, my brother. I challenge you, my sister. Please do honor. The honor is true. You need to have the spirit of discernment. You need the spirit of discernment. You need to be able to judge well situations. If you judge well and you invest in that judgment that you have made, you shall see productivity. How do you judge? How do you discern? How do you discern? Abraham regarded this guest as man who had come to give a blessing to this family. Then he went for a fat calf. When you honor from a clean heart. When you honor with the best. When you honor out of joy. That's what the Bible tells us. That you must give with a joyful heart. He was not pushed by anyone. He was not pushed by anyone. He discerned. Then he went for the fat cow. In return, he got a blessing. These are life principles. You cannot change these principles. Say it because now you are born again. Jesus went to the cross. So he purchased everything for you. Yes, it's true, he purchased everything for you. But the principles of life remain. Just like you still go hungry and you eat food. Put food into your stomach. Same applies with the spiritual laws. Same applies with spiritual laws. We've got to obey the spiritual laws for your good and for your children's and for your children's good. Honor and worship. We've got to exercise honor. We've got to exercise honor for you to be fruitful. Though they had passed their childbearing years, but they were able to produce because they honored God who was in their presence. Once you come into the presence of God, you've got to honor. Could it be material thing, or it could be your worship? Your worship, that's honor. Kindness, that's honor. As I've said, that Abraham showed kindness to this man. In return, he received the blessing. In your failure, don't fail to honor God, because everything that you need is behind honor.